Now Campbell. It's going to be an interesting tussle down that left-hand side of the Pirates' defense with Makaringe and the youngster tormenting him.
Very brave, eh?
Look at this. Oh, show some respect. Makaringe is your elder. Voila. Beautifully done there by Campbell. It's going to be that sort of afternoon for Makaringe against this young fella still at school. He's missed a couple of matches actually because of school commitments.
It's not happening for Orlando Pirates in that mean. They got it right in that beginning stages of the game, but since then, team has not been able to dominate. So is Ndlondo. It's been in patches. If anything, give it to Supersport, I think, who have controlled that midfield very well.
As you say, that there could be something for them here. Lodge teeing it up here, Kim Voidi. Oh, that would have been magnificent. What a goal that would have been. You can see the idea there. Took it in his pace. It was a beautifully placed pass. In his stride, he took it, Kim Voidi. And that's, we'll have a look how close he came here for his second goal for Orlando Pirates.
Oh, you know, when the ball is going across, the balance, the upper body balance of the goalkeeper is towards his right, and that ball is played across to his left, which would have been very difficult for Ghost to turn around and react to make a save. It's a brilliant take, no pressure. He was passing it into the back of net with a little bit of care into the ball.
It's a beautifully laid off pass by Lodge, who had a hand in the first one as well.
Between him and Kadisa, Lodge has drifted into the other side. Lodge started on the left, playing as an inverted.
Olisanda there and Bradley Grobler, clash of heads. Olisanda needing a bit of treatment as Grobler looks like he'll just walk it off. It's a real festive vibe about the stadium here. Crowd not as big as one would have hoped in Slam Bam in the middle of holiday season. Maybe people opting for other forms of entertainment. But we haven't quite built that culture of getting people out to the stadiums at this time of the year and in the middle of the festive season.
Probably that will be one of the reasons, because by now, under normal circumstances, the season will close for the break.
Well, it's becoming a regular feature. Is football at this time of the season. We will have a match on the 30th. That's the last match of the year. The last round of matches for 2023 on the next weekend. And in fact, on the 31st, New Year's Eve, we'll have a fixture. The second season in a row. And also had a match that's there. Now with Ladisa there. Leaning back on that one.
There is another, of course, on the 30th, right here at this very venue. Kaizer Chiefs are coming to town.
On the 30th, that match takes place against Sukune.
That's right.
So Kaizer Chiefs will be the visitors. Speaking of Kaizer Chiefs, the Supersport have already had success against them this season, and they come into this match, of course, on the back of beating another Soweto giant. It's Moroka Swallows. Great stuff from John here. Engaging Otladisa. Johannes goes with him. Good work from Otladisa. Kivuri couldn't turn. That's going to be a corner. But defending from Supersport United.
Yeah, Lodge may be unaware of the presence of Lungu that came all the way back from the attack to assist defensively.
Another opportunity, or a rare opportunity from a set piece now in this first half of Orlando Pirates. Supersport United caught napping really with that opening goal. Had yet to settle, and they were undone by some great play from counter-attacking football from Orlando Pirates. As we hit the half-hour mark at the Peter Mokaba Stadium 2.0. Pirates leading through a goal scored in the 5th minute of the game by Fortune Makaringa, his first goal for more than a year. Fortune Makaringa hasn't scored since April last year. And he scored in a winning effort. And as the confirmation of the scoreline.
As I was saying, TT earlier, I took the privilege to find out from the coach if the presence of the two attacking players playing as fullbacks in Makaringa and Hoto is some of the things that has helped the team recover from the slump that they had after winning the GN8. It says partly so, but there's a lot of things that are working at Orlando Pirates at the moment. They are scoring goals, something they'll play well and not be able to score goals, but defensively they've always been okay. 9 goals conceded in the 14 played, so it's a good number for any team, but it's the scoring part that was not working. So he says at least the team is affording to score, even if it's a worse game, they're scoring at least a goal. So if you defend well and you can afford to score one, you have a chance to get all the points. He says that's the difference.
Johannes, he really has become developed into a key player in this Supersport United setup, going forward and defensively.
Indeed.
There's Bilal Baloy making his first appearance in the starting lineup. It's his 3rd appearance of the season. Free kick goes to Supersport United. Channeled on Moralo by the smallest man on the field, jumping the highest there, out jumping Hape Moralo.
Story of Moralo is a very interesting one. At some stage last season they were meant to offer him to any interested team, but unfortunately had not played too many games for any team to be interested. But sometime this season he got the opportunity to play and was very impressive. Coach was impressed, and as a result he was given another game and suddenly he's the main man in that middle alongside Marugamen.
Yep, this is his 9th appearance of the season. He's 8th in the starting lineup.
The 9th one is when he came in as a substitute. That's when he impressed.
I think it's his 10th appearance, I beg your pardon, and 8th in the starting lineup.
Yeah. And that game, I think it was against Kaizer Chiefs, when he was given the last 10 minutes of the game.
Kaizer Chiefs, of course, in an early kickoff game, snatching all 3 points. And
on the roll is Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, that's his 3rd in a row. It's his 3rd win, and yep, beating the embattled, the team coached by former Supersport United coach Gaetano Tembo. Tough times there for Richards Bay FC, sinking deeper and deeper into the abyss. You don't want to stay there too long. Now, that's a great ball. That flag up was offside though. Came a fraction of a second too late. And the flag went up. Kim Voidi.
You know what? Johannes was excellent there.
Held his line.
Yeah, brilliantly so. And unfortunately, Kim Voidi at the time, he thought the defender was falling.
Clever piece of defending there from Keegan Johannes. Just 2 survivors then from the team that won 2-1 against Al Hilal for Supersport United. One that we did expect that there would be a whole host of changes, because Kevin Hunt had made a lot of changes. I don't know whether that was with one eye on this fixture, knowing how important it is. Because then the win against Swallows broke a run of 5 losses in a row for Supersport United. Good looking ball from Bradley Grobler, although they would have wanted him on the end of that one.
To think, Titi, with even so many losses, that they're still holding their second spot. That, for me, is how well Gavin had done at the beginning of the season.
More excellent work from Lodge, but Marupa showed too much of it there. Maharman. Bradley Grobler needs to hold his line. He's currently in an offside position. That's a great ball. Campbell sneaking in from the blind side. Beautiful! Campbell, what a way to open his account for the senior team. Chandra Campbell, what a goal! Fantastic football on the counter there from Supersport United.
You can laugh at Mark Williams when he kept saying, you need to stay in the kitchen to be able to score goals. I mentioned that this boy is brave. He always hangs around the area where he hurts the most, and that's why he finds himself with that opportunity. That pass was meant for Grobler, if anything, but he anticipated and took the opportunity and ran ahead and placed it beautifully with his left foot. That was quality. Again, it's a pass, Titi.
An excellent finish from the teenager, 18 years old. He's not angry, he's delighted. But it's been coming. If we're to be fair, Supersport United, since going a goal down, have had the better of the game. It's been coming.
Wow.
That's one for the academy. 1-1. Game on. Just under 10 minutes to go to the break. It has been coming.
Defense bleeding pass.
Yeah, excellent football.
That is where the quality, that's where the real big decision took place, is the pass to find them.
I think it started by Mahaman's industry in winning the ball back.
Yes, and driving forward, and the pass eventually.
Good. Free kick goes against Mahaman there. Big imposing figure of Mr. Maruping there. You don't want to argue with him. Ndlondlo. Haven't seen enough of him in the game now. Campbell, they've stolen it again. Have Supersport United. It's Campbell.
It's a natural.
Chipped into the box there by Lungu. But too much. I think it was that's gone out of play. Too heavy from Gambani Lungu.
See, the things he's doing, Campbell, are so natural. I mean, how he got himself away from that with that little bit of a flick and a back heel, and he was on his way. That they don't coach. It's natural, and that's what he has going for him.
The beauty for somebody like Chandra Campbell is that there's no pressure on him. No one is looking to him to be the man. I mean, he's got Bradley Grobler next to him there. That's a ball over the top there. Good work from Goss, but the flag was up.
Yeah,
the flag was up for offside. Just to go back to the point I was making, but they're making a run too early. Take a look at this. Doesn't Mahupa that was offside. It's a Lodge.
Yeah, though he tries to bend the run.
This is the goal now. This is, look at Pirates. Mahupa Eduardo gives the ball away. There, good work from was it Roziko that won the ball back?
Yeah.
And what a ball that was. Mahaman.
And it looks like Buthelezi was caught a little bit flat-footed. I don't think he expected a first-time shot. He was still setting himself up to make a save. Because
but also Lungu and Oki.
Yeah, he overstretches, and the injury could be possibly just behind the knee there, because he seems to stretch.
Yeah, he's grimacing as he gets to his feet here, Kampani Lungu. Yeah. Hey, that's ACL territory. There's 5 minutes to go to the break here. Locked at 1-1. Supersport United winning the midfield battle at the moment. And here they come again. Awkward one, bouncing, but he's brought it under control. This is good football again. And this time the referee sees nothing wrong with the challenge from Miguel Tim. A misplaced pass. There's too many of that from Orlando Pirates at the moment here. And that's why they're allowing Supersport United to dominate that midfield area. And good pressing from Bradley Grobler.
You see, you just mentioned Bradley Grobler. He's not holding the high position. He's allowed Campbell to stray a little bit too ahead of him. But what he does very well is he drops back and he joins Markham and Moralo and Global. So I think that's where maybe Supersport are winning the battle. They're playing with that 4 in that middle, meaning that just about every time they're not in possession of the ball, there's about 4 players looking to intercept, looking to apply the press.
Second versus third in the table. As you saw there, things would stay as they are. One thing we do know is that regardless of what happens this weekend, Sundowns will be top of the tree at Christmas. Lodge, what a ball, and what a poor first touch from Mahuba. Was he onside? The flag was down, yeah, because the signal is for a corner, or is it a goal kick?
It seems to come last from the goalkeeper. I think Mahopa seems to bounce it back.
No, the referee is given a goal kick here. Tim Nkosi Lodge is looking lively now that he's back from the disciplinary penalty imposed on him by the club. He certainly, in this game, has looked lively, involved in the opening goal. A secondary assist, if you like, to use the jargon of the day.
Now, even better is look at the runs. He plays to the shoulder of the defenders. He doesn't play wide, doesn't pick up too many balls wide, but he seems to be creeping just to the shoulder of the central 2 defenders. And the balls are played overhead to find him on the run. And he's done well to pick up quite a few from that.
Space down that right-hand side. Ndlondlo Johannes will guide it back to Ricardo Goss. Looks like Disa couldn't control it.
Yeah, it's not happening for him.
Yeah, it's not coming together. Very lacking fluidity here. Their passing game is not on point at the minute, Orlando Pirates. As I said, since taking the lead, Supersport United have stormed back into this game, and they're really taking control of it as we approach half-time here.
And must be said, though, that Otladisa is not the only one that's not happening. Londo, who we know what he can produce in that middle, is also struggling quite a bit. And
he's not being allowed to play, though. Supersport United have got a stranglehold in Lovu.
Just look at this picture here. Look at those blue shirts in that middle. And now you tell me, how, as a midfielder, are you going to play through that? I mentioned Grobler is one of those 4 dominating that midfield. But obviously, because of his experience, he knows when to let go and go forward in support of Campbell.
Minimum of 2 minutes we're hearing will be added. Step over again upon step over from Otladisa. Offside. That wasn't clever. That was not clever football at all. Frustration from the Pirates supporters.
It can only be from Otladisa himself. You just need a few of those. Oh, it's very tight, eh? If you look across. But once again, I think Yokon was brilliant in just taking 1 or 2 steps forward, leaving him offside at the time.
They're playing it to perfection at the moment, Supersport, that offside trap.
Oh, brilliant. And to think these are young stars, eh? It's a growth of the highest kind, great experience in such a short period of time.
It looked like there was a handball in there. Indeed, there was spotted by... But if it was deliberate, or did the referee decide it wasn't deliberate? As there should have been a caution for Kimbuidi.
But now he kicks the ball. No,
is it for what he does afterwards? Yeah, he kicks the ball away.
Yeah.
Descent from the Congolese youngster, and gets himself a needless yellow card. That's the last thing they need. In midfield, where they are currently coming off second best as Orlando Pirates. Johannes. Ocon to his centre-back partner, Baloy. Maybe first touch there from Ndlovu.
Now, look at how deep Grobler gets. He's the one that gets to where the ball is more likely to drop because of his aerial power, and he's the one to flick it once again for the youngster. Good understanding between those two seems to be developing.
Supersport United have not beaten Orlando Pirates since August last year, early last season. So they've gone 2 matches without a win against Orlando Pirates. Last season in the corresponding fixture it ended 0-0. Pirates winning at home, and that's the whistle for half-time to end a thoroughly entertaining half of football. Stealing the headlines is this youngster, 18-year-old Chandre Campbell, opening his account for Supersport United senior side. Scored bags of goals for the reserve side in the DDC, but now he's announced his arrival to the big time here. Pirates had gotten off to the perfect start, but allowed Supersport United back into the game. Half-time during the week, the only survivors being Chandre Campbell, who's got the only goal, who's got Supersport's equalizer, and the other survivor from that game was Bilal Baloy. For the rest, it was all changed. For Pirates, well, two changes. One forced by the suspension of Patrick Maswanganyi, such a key man for them. It's a big miss for Pirates. And then the other change was Spacey making way for Tavelo Koki to return to the starting lineup. Hape Morales looks solid in midfield there. As the ball comes in, Olisanda gets it away. Supersport United looking for their first win against Pirates since early last season. August of 2022 was the last time they beat Pirates, and it was in a home fixture. And this is a fixture, though, that does not produce many wins for the away team. The last time we had an away winner in the DStv Premiership between these two sides, you have to go back to 2014 when Supersport United beat Pirates. In fact, when Pirates beat Supersport in November 2014 by 2-1, so that scoreline is on the cards. Supersport United's defensive record really has left a lot to be desired this season, as you see this coming together between a double team on and the player who stayed down there is Ocon.
And I think he got injured by his own defender. That is Johannes, as you were trying to recover and get over him. Yeah, you're talking about the defense record of Supersport.
Yes.
The strength of Gavin Hunt is how he defends. His teams don't concede a lot of goals. And 15, that for me is very disappointing for the team of Supersport standard. But at least they're scoring quite a bit to keep themselves up there.
Yes, indeed. On the Sundowns, they scored more goals than Supersport United. So that's on the positive side, that they're scoring a lot of goals, but they are shipping a lot of goals as well. They've managed to keep just 4 clean sheets. Only 2 teams have fewer clean sheets than them, and that is Cape Town Spurs. Cape Town Spurs is it's a vibe, that's for sure. Beautiful evening for football.
Come here, child.
It always
Eddie doesn't know that we came to the game.
15 goals that Supersport United conceded coming into this one. That's the most of any team in the top 6 on the DStv Premiership table. Only Arrows and Cape Town Spurs have fewer clean sheets than Supersport United. That's the most unusual for a Gavin Hunt team. Now, Makaringe giving chase here, coming together there with Baloy. Baloy comes out tops in that battle of against his more experienced opponent. Now Ndlovu's got Campbell, cuts inside there, does Campbell. Ndlovu looking for Probla, could fall for Lungu. Oh, a bit of wild one there from Hape Moralo.
Here's something that works for Orlando Pirates. I think for the most part, if you look at team's game, he normally is playing around the central 2 defenders. He always has space in front of him, but he looks to be pushing a little bit higher, which doesn't quite give Orlando Pirates his ability to spray the passes. They're not getting too many of those passes where he finds the runner behind the defensive line, because he's not staying as far back as he usually does.
What a chase. Great pace there shown by Utladisa. And Otto there showing his pace as well, but in the end the call has gone against him. It's a goal kick. It was Otto, in fact, that cracked on the pace down the left-hand side. Ricardo Goss hasn't had a great deal to do,
except picking up ball from the back of the net.
Oh, nice stuff there from Johannes. Skinning 2 men there. See the attempts on goal. A single one on target from Orlando Pirates. That's the goal. Johannes wins possession. Look at that. They're continuing to win. They're muscling Pirates. They're muscling Pirates in midfield up as Supersport. Campbell couldn't get past the. Now, here is Lodge. That's been a feature of the game. The passing just not on point at all this afternoon. They've just not been clinical with their passing game. Too many loose passes.
But also, you could say that maybe Supersport defenders and midfielders read the game better. They can anticipate what's more likely to happen. They're ahead of the action. Whatever Pirates does, Supersport covers it.
Tim, it's a great ball. By Lodge, what a ball from Lodge. had defenders facing their own goal. That anything can happen there, but good work from Yambaloy.
And that pass that eventually found Loads came from Team, which is what I say he does very well when he's got the full view in front of him. The long passes and long range type of passes to find the runners. And this is what he didn't do too much in that first half.
Only the second corner of the game, only the third corner of the game, and the second for Orlando Pirates. That's an overhit. Gonzo. Miguel Tim.
Aha. That's his position. He controls the game. Once again. Aha.
Goes for the ball over the top.
But unfortunately, once again, Supersport read it very well. Because of the lack of pressure on Team, the defender started backtracking early to be able to cover that long pass. They're not too adventurous, Supersport defenders. They stay, they're holding that spot. There's not too many spaces behind the defensive line, so Lodge or Team can't get that pass.
That's a foul there. A bit of a late call by the referee, but the foul on Campbell. Well, Pirates have had the better of Supersport United in recent times. Over the last 7 matches between the two teams in the DStv Premiership, Pirates have won 4 matches to Supersport's 1, which, as I mentioned, came in was a 2-1 win in the 2021-22 season. But we haven't had many draws in recent times between these two sides. The last season we had one, a scoreless draw.
Excellent work by Hota. Wasn't sure what's happening behind him. And there was a Supersport player lacking behind him, was taking no chances.
Ndlovu with shuffling the ball out to Campbell. Yeah, safety first from John Hota. This afternoon they've got Paseka Marco out as well, of course.
So that's very tight.
There's a bit of a crisis there in the fullback positions. Campbell's ball in, very dangerous. Oh! It's Bradley Grobler, the all-time leading scorer in this fixture. He loves to play against Pirates. He's got his 9th goal against Pirates. It's been long coming for him. He hasn't scored in the last 5 against Pirates. And now he gets his 9th goal in this fixture. Now, what a corner.
Utelezi, once again, for me, he gets beaten from a high ball that gets played into the box. He's complaining, he thinks he was pushed. I'm not sure about that. He was supposed to plug that ball off the air. He just doesn't position himself that well, or it's the wrong hand to use. In fact, he misses it altogether.
Completely. The easiest header. Grobler will score deadly from those positions.
An assist from the young man.
What a corner though, what a ball played in.
Yeah, Telezi, this one he must take the blame here. If anything, he should have catched it. He tried to punch it away and he misses it. And it's the wrong hand to use to punch. The left one would have been better to swing with a punch to get that ball away.
It's a familiar scorer then as Supersport United take the lead for the first time in this one, completing the turnaround. It's the 6th goal of the season for Bradley Grobler, the leading scorer for Supersport United.
6 now in the DStv Premiership.
6 goals for Bradley Grobler. As I said, a familiar name when it comes to the goal scoring charts.
Been some time
in this fixture, yeah, and he had gone 4 matches without a goal. He's back. Pirates with an opportunity to get back and to respond immediately. It's a congested in-goal area there. Hotto will deliver. Goes to the near post. Robler doing some defensive work there. Now, Bradley Robler has moved to within just 1 goal of the top goal scorers. That is Kanyisa Mayo and Lucas Rivero Costa of Sundowns. But he's joined Teofatso Mabasa on 6 goals in the DStv Premiership. 10 goals in the DStv Premiership for Bradley Robler last season. Lodge, he's going to need to now grab this game by the scruff of its neck and drag Pirates back into it. Makaringe, did that take a deflection? No, the signal is for a goal kick.
we are overweight.
Are you doing a bit of lip reading there? Still a half an hour of football to play, still a long way to go yet. The game is not by any means won yet for Supersport United. Mentioned that before the win against Swallows,
sandwiched in between the 2 defenders.
Before the win against Swallows, Supersport United were on a run of 5 matches without a win in all competitions. Now, it's a head injury here. Is he out cold? No. Let's just take a look at what happens here. Sandwich there, Kim Guida now, though. I think he got caught in the face there
as he was going down. Yeah.
So looking to make it back-to-back wins against opposition from Soweto, Supersport United, having beaten Swallows, and looking to make it 3 out of 3 against Soweto opponents, having already beaten Swallows and Kaizer Chiefs. Last win for Supersport United in the DStv Premiership came in the beginning of November, a 3-2 win away from home against TS Galaxy. As we hit the hour mark,
then Andre Smith, who carried strongly in the Investec Champions Cup match against La Rochelle here in Cape Town last weekend, and that penalty
is fine. Number 6 is fine. Yeah.
is against Janko Swanepoel. Marius van der Westhuizen saying Marco van Staden.
We said roll east to west.
Trying to force his way, so is Miguel team. There's just a few things that I think Supersport were on point in trying to neutralize. Like I said, the space behind the defensive line that team likes to use with his long passes, and there's no space for Lodge to run onto. And it's a well-adjusted midfield that also, as soon as Orlando Pirates encroaches into their attack, they neutralize. So it's just been good planning all around by Supersport.
mentioned that Pirates have only managed 2 wins on the road this season, but coming into this one, they were on a decent run away from home. They were unbeaten in their last 3 matches away from home, including the win in their most recent match away from home against the Lamontville Golden Arrows.
Now, you see team not allowed to turn. Pressure behind him. immediately he's forced to play that ball back. And that is Supersport doing the trick in neutralizing the attack of Orlando Pirates. It's not happening for Mahopa either. A player that in recent time was doing so well for them. And as usual, who normally comes in for Makopa? Lepasa.
Always great buzz when he comes on, especially also when this youngster checks in as well. Relebohile Mofokeng is in there as an exciting player. Of course, comes in for his 12th appearance of the season, his 5th off the bench, and Zakele Lepasa also introduced. 3 goals for him in the campaign so far. And he makes his 12th appearance of the season. So, your thoughts then, William Shongwe, then going for, well, of course they have to go for attacking players, chasing the game here. But it's important that the supply also is there.
That's why the youngster Mofokeng, who doesn't need too many combinations around him. He's one of those that have individual ability. He can weave his way. And you know Lepasa is going to press and apply himself and force errors to the defenders and just to increase pressure, which hasn't been the case. We mentioned only 1 shot on target against Gods. That tells a story that Pirates hasn't been the forceful in attack.
Zonzo, the ball over the top here. Awkward bounce there. This is good stuff, and a chance here. Oh, miscued it. He miscued it. Zakele Lepasa, virtually with his first touch of the game, could have equalized.
With
that fluffed his lines.
Yes, of course, committing as well. When a goalkeeper commits in that fashion, you know, it gives the attacking player a chance to be able to pick his spot, and that's what Lepasa could not do there. Just maybe a dink over the oncoming goalkeeper would have done the trick. Yeah, rushed it.
Lepasa, who hasn't scored since late August. In fact, his 3 league goals came. Both came in August. This is good. Foul then by Bradley Grobler. His last goal was in a 2-0 win at home against Cape Town City for Zakele Lepasa. And then the goals just dried up in the DStv Premiership for him there. This man had gone 4 matches without a goal. He had gone 5 without a goal against Pirates. But is back in with a bang. A very well taken header. Well, although one of the simplest headers he'll score, unchallenged, as the Pirates defense completely misjudged the corner by Campbell. Supersport clear their lines. Makaringe on the ball. Mofokeng wants the return and he gets it. Johannes will have his work cut out now. Lepasa wanted too many touches and he turned into trouble. Lungu brings it up for Supersport United, looking to switch play. Not a good ball. Not a good ball at all. Easily intercepted by Olisanda. A bit of urgency here about Pirates now. Great cutback from Lodge, and then Lepasa again running onto it. And more frustration for the Pirates supporters. 2 chances in quick succession for Zakele Lepasa. Could they be punished here? Here goes Campbell, leaves the ball behind. Frenetic stuff here now. Frenetic as it is frantic. Good work. Pickpocketed there by Campbell.
He's run out of steam, Campbell. And I think Kevin could look at maybe bringing fresh legs. Boy has done his first job.
Take a look at this chance here. William Shongwe, talk us through it.
You know, it's a great wide run here. And Lodge peels wide and he was able to squeeze the ball. First is Kimbidu and Lepasa.
looked the most likely to create something there as Goss goes into the book. That's only the second yellow card in the game. Kimwedi got the first for dissent in the first half. Johannes looks like he's good to go. Just over 20 minutes remaining. Still a lot of football to be played here. Being stretched off there is Ocon. Ime Ocon. And I wonder, let's have a look at the bench there, whether there's any movement from a Supersport United point of view. Yeah, a picture tells 1,000 words. Yeah, but you know what will bring a smile? Seeing yourself on TV.
Yeah.
Always brings us, never fails. Now, Mufokeng away by Johannes. He's having a blinder. He's Keegan Johannes. Easy pickings for Goss. Disappointing ball in there. Just over 20 minutes remaining of the game.
I'm not sure exactly what Goss was doing there. I thought maybe he's playing that ball out to allow the substitution to be
Yes,
played.
there is a player standing by. In fact, looks like there's a double change coming up for Supersport United. Igor Daro is one of those being lined up. There's just to give Pirates more of a headache.
Double trouble. If you go Krobler,
Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
a great hold.
I don't think they'll pull Krobler off.
I think it's the youngster.
Yes, we're saying he's looking a bit tired. Chandra Campbell, he's done his part. Here comes Makarige. Good work from Paloy. What a game he's had as well. Paloy, by the way, let me remind you that the young fella, Bilal Paloy, is making his first start. This is his third appearance in the DStv Premiership, and it's his full debut in terms of first appearance in the starting lineup. Well, the last 17 league games between these two sides, 11 have produced a winner. And but the trend of home winners looks set to continue. I say that advisedly because we still have a long way to go in this game. Miguel Tim.
Good pass.
Great pass again from Tim. Similar to what we saw in the first half. Lodge trying to weave his way through that maze of blue shirts. Zondo. Lodge. Intricate passing here by Pirates. Mufokeng across the face of goal. Rushed it a bit, I thought.
Yeah, but also I think he wasn't too sure whether he's taking a shot or passing it back. That angle is where you just kill the ball into that far post because your angle is a bit tight to take a shot.
So Ime Ocon looks as if he hasn't been able to shake off that injury. And Matodzi is a player who has replaced him. Tenzamudzimu Matodzi. First change for Gavin Hunt. Not the one he would have planned.
Yes, that was forced.
And gives an opportunity then to another young player in the form of Matodzi, 22-year-old. Corner.
Once again, Baloy. Cheers.
What a game he has had.
Under the pressure from Makaringa.
Corner. And it's Otto that's come across to take it. Goes to the near post, dangerous looking ball there. Very close to the keeper. Look at him, he's scrambling, he's all over the place. Was Goss. That's a lucky escape for Ricardo Goss. He flapped at it. Got nowhere near it, and he was scrambling after that. Another corner. From the opposite end, it's Mofokeng.
A better punch away from Goss.
Much better from Ricardo Goss, more convincing. Now trouble here! Campbell will have the complete brace. Hadn't scored before tonight, now he has a brace. Oh, what a mess!
Yes, Buthelezi once again. For me, I'm not sure what he wanted to do. In fact, he wanted to dribble past him and got himself into trouble. The youngster was a little bit quick for him, put him under pressure, sneak that ball away and roll it into the back of the net. Yes, full responsibility is Buthelezi. He can take that one. He had his chance to clear that one away.
To add insult to injury, Melusi Buthelezi gets the caution. Oh, this is turning out to be an absolute nightmare for Buthelezi.
This is after he'd done so well, Titi. From the time that China got injured, he came in and steadied the ship. Now look, it's a back pass, and he gets it. There's no immediate pressure. Then he tries to dilly-dally.
Oh my word. So what did he get booked for?
Possibly, I don't know. He thought maybe it was foul. There was no foul.
Oh, high-risk stuff there.
Yeah.
There would have been a foul there. There would have been a... He could have possibly... I mean, if he had
a red card.
Yeah. So credit to the youngster. He saw that the chance is on. Open net. Couldn't miss. Got himself a brace.
Just when he thought he was going to be taken out.
His first 2 goals. And now stretches a lead for Supersport United
to 3
with 15 minutes left. Pirates need 3 goals if they're to win this one, or 2 to get something. There could be more problems. Needed a ball into the middle. Campbell, by the way, it was waiting in the middle. He's on a hat-trick now. Remarkable stuff.
Yeah, Matoti failed to deliver a decent pass. There was no power. Easy for the defenders to cut it across.
We hear that Ocon is concussed, which possibly means him missing out on the next match, which is away for Supersport United. They will be down in KZN against Richards Bay on the 30th. That's next Saturday, a week from today.
I can tell you, Baloy in defense is also struggling. Like we said, it's his full debut. I think those legs are beginning to cry right now for some oxygen. He's not looking that well. Just looking at him running and walking is walking with great pain in those legs. But unfortunately, there's not a lot that Captain can do. There's not enough defensive players in that bench.
The last time Supersport United scored 3 goals in a DStv Premiership match against Orlando Pirates. Could be more problems. Chance here to make it 4! 1 count, the flag was up.
I'm impressed by this Matotsi. He's already scored a goal.
And he's made an impact since coming on. He's been busy.
But also in the previous game that I've seen him, he's got some form of aggression about him. And this ball looked to be away from him, and yet he forced it. He got to it. Except for that, maybe he went a little bit too early to get himself into that box.
I was saying before that happened, I have not seen, or rather, the last time that Supersport United scored 3 goals against Pirates was in August 2019 in a 3-0 win. Now this is good stuff here. It's good recovery from Robin Johannes. What a game, rather Keegan Johannes. What a game he's had.
An excellent game. Always time is anticipates, reads the game better, and is always there in the nick of time.
He's a fantastic player, Keegan Johannes. Defensively and, as I said, offensively as well. Now take a look at this.
Yeah, he's offside.
Yeah,
Totsi.
Great call from the far side assistant. Yeah, was miles offside. There's Matodzi, Tenza Mudzimu. And here's the forgotten man here. Last season's footballer of the year comes in now. They need a bit of magic. A bit of Saleng magic is in order here for Pirates. Comes off the bench for the first time actually this campaign he started 10 matches as a Monapule Saleng, but he's just one of the boil, or is out of favor at the moment.
Of the boy. One goal.
Playing with the confidence of a seasoned veteran. Young player who starred in the DSTV, in the D-Ski Challenge. Pirates are looking rattled here. They're looking shaken as here. Now let's stories is becoming about Chandre Campbell, top scorer in the DDC last season. Went to the DDC's team, the team that won the DDC, and was also voted player of the season. Scored 16 times and had 19 assists in that season. Wow, some incredible numbers for the youngster from Rega Park. He's being mentored by De Hond. He says a big influence in his life is Bernard Parker. He'll be very proud of what he's seen of this young fella this afternoon. He's worked his socks off.
That's the point I was making. That's not from an injury. Those legs have been telling the story.
Yeah. That's a tired 18-year-old. He'll sleep well tonight. Is it a blue moon over Polokwane tonight? There's a team in blue heading for victory surely now from this position.
Only with a little less than 10 minutes to go. Well, my CR7, I'm not sure if he's going to bring the magic with only that much, few minutes left.
Lucy Butele, he had 6 clean sheets coming into this game. And it only conceded 4 goals this season. And now,
see, that's the space I was talking about behind the defensive line. When the ball's played from deep, when the defensive line sits that deep, there's not enough for the strikers to run behind the wall. Rokamanja to come in for the youngster.
I mentioned earlier that Supersport United have won more points than any other team this season from losing positions. And now, that's great running from Mufokeng. Johannes again.
Well, between Campbell and Johannes,
yes,
we talk about the choice.
But it'll be hard to deny a youngster who scored his first 2 goals for the senior team. Just 18 years old, we remind you. This, by the way, is match number 4. Now, Lungu. He's got time without being doing anything particularly special this afternoon. It's a great ball wide now. Ball to Grobler, but couldn't control it there, Bradley Grobler. Another way, in the meantime, Supersport United, some defending to do here for Lepasa. Wow, how costly those two chances he had are now. Those two misses, the chances he didn't take, how costly they are proving to be now. By the way, Manja has come onto the field in the meantime for Supersport United.
I told you earlier on that Baloy is feeling it in his legs. He's down.
Yes, Kevin Hunt.
Possibly cramping.
49th match against Orlando Pirates. It's the joint most number of matches that he's coached against the club. The other is 49, also against Sundowns. He has won just one of the last 6 matches against the Pirates since COVID. As Dion Otto makes way for Innocent Mayela. Oh, it's been a while since the Pirates have seen their the Pirates fans have seen their captain. My goodness, what a time to come in though. After a long absence, William Shongwe, thoughts on that change?
I was thinking that maybe the impact will be applied a little bit more forward in attack. It could be that maybe they're preparing him to come back into the team with a little bit of what remains of the minutes, because where it hasn't happened for Pirates is in attack. Yes, defensively there's been some mistake, but you still are chasing a game where you hope to maybe get 1 or 2 in the shortest possible time.
Yeah, only the 3rd appearance of the season for Innocent Mayela. It's his first appearance since the end of August, the 29th of August. Is the last time that Innocent Mayela featured, as Manja is taking a smack here.
Yeah, into the face, nothing intense, no.
Campbell went off, by the way, to be replaced by Manja. You saw him being stretched off with some heavy legs, but he's done his job.
Yeah, certainly not the evening you're looking forward to, son.
No, but he's a PSG fan, so he's good.
No. That face tells the story.
Now, something on here for Lepasa. Lepasa, can he go all the way? Oh, that could have so easily have been an own goal. He got something on it, did Ricardo Goss. And was it Johannes facing his own goal? Could have turned it into his own net.
Yeah. Now, what has happened? Yeah. The passer does very well. He looks to maybe go direct and also give himself a chance to Saleng, who was running on the far side, because it's not a full shot. He was looking a little bit of a killer, but that didn't happen with Goss coming in between. But now the change in defense for Supersport.
Let's have a look at this.
Yeah.
Away by Grobler, doing some defending now.
Johannes would have been a little more to the right. Has drifted a bit more central with Ocon going out. So that means now Lungu has drifted into a right full-back position. That's the position he played, by the way, on his debut for Supersport a long time ago, where they just took a chance and threw him in there. Did very well, but he still remained a more attacking player. The Zambian.
Now, is this Matosia doing an attack? By the way, this is the first time Pirates have conceded 3 goals since the 1st of November 2016. Supersport United have scored some big wins over Pirates. I think their biggest all-time win was a 6-1 win.
Down in Bombela in that rainy evening.
Pirates have scored a 6-0 win over Supersport themselves. And now to get this, the first time since the 1st of November 2016 that Pirates are conceding 3 goals. And that was also against Supersport United, by the way. Now here comes more trouble. Igor Taro into the attack, and the Tanzanian and the Nigerian about to be introduced. Hamza will go in up front. Bradley Grobler has done it again against Pirates. Got his 9th goal against Pirates, and now he makes way. And Bilal Baloy, what a shift he's put in, the youngster at the back. And Gavin Hunt will be very proud of what he has achieved there in his first start to Bilal. Now, as Igodaro comes in for Bradley Khobla. Igodaro on 4 goals.
Second highest goal scorer for Supersport.
Yeah. And Hamza started the game against Al Hilal in the CAF Confederation Cup. Still another youngster in this side, 20 years old, the Tanzanian. Well, Pirates were on a roll here. For me, now Ndlovu, what a run! And referee decides not, lost his footing there, no foul. He was in on goal there, Ndlovu, if he had kept his footing. Promising looking attack here for Pirates. Johannes, my word. Phew, what a shift. Let's have a look now at the big man, Igodaro. Looks like he's being forced to do some defending. Wow, he faded out of it. In fact, it's I beg your pardon, it's Oki, big man. I'm talking about Santisa. So, one off. Pirates were on a run. They were looking to make this 4 wins in a row. And coming into this one, they have won 5 out of their last 6 matches. And look, they've dropped points just in a single draw. The only game that they had dropped, as the flag goes up, we are now into a minimum of 4 minutes added on. Last time Pirates dropped points was in a 0-0 draw against Richards Bay, who will be Supersport United's next opponent, by the way. Richards Bay beaten by Kaizer Chiefs earlier this afternoon. Igodaro looking to jump onto that one. Yep. Ndlovu.
Just playing for time more than anything for Orlando Pirates.
Playing for time. They need to be getting the ball to the other end.
For me, I think that they've basically made it is that it's not their day.
Yeah.
If anything, is they cannot afford to continuously hand the ball to Supersport.
No, I think Supersport have been the better side here.
Yeah.
From the time that they conceded. They haven't set a foot wrong since then.
You see, this is when we say, TT, the Supersport today, they were able to play with the ball, but they were also able to play without the ball.
What can Pirates conjure up here? Ball possession, the ball stolen again.
Meaning that even when they don't have the ball, they can make life difficult for you in trying to penetrate them.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of the best displays from Gavin Hunt's men this season. I don't think it would be a stretch to say so, would it, William Shongwe?
Indeed. And add the fact that these are only just youngsters, and that defensive line in particular. And of course, Campbell goes on as a youngster to score 2 goals.
Supersport United will cement or solidify their second spot if they hold on here. It will take them to within 4 points of Sundowns. But as I mentioned, Sundowns will finish top of the tree at Christmas, regardless of what happens in the next 2 matches for Supersport United, all under Pirates for that matter. Ndlondlo looks like he's going to finish the game, and it's been a very quiet game by his standards. Now, cross end is too close to Goss. Sums up the game for Orlando Pirates.
And the way they're still recycling the ball, looks like none of the players are brave enough to take a shot. I mean, it took forever, knowing that they can still score a goal or 2, but not now, with just about, what, 20 seconds remaining.
So making it, this will make it back-to-back wins then for Supersport United in the DStv Premiership and in all competitions. It'll make it 3 on the bounce. So I think that match in midweek, this was a battling performance. It would have done their confidence a world of good to come away with a win after being down for 10 men for so long.
The point I made earlier, TT, I said Supersport arrived in midweek, and even after that game they remained here. Unlike Pirates, who traveled late
and stayed on the bus overnight,
for that long. So for me, I mentioned that based on the fact that that will best be my tell eventually in this game.
And there it is from Tinisoma Ruping. The whistle to confirm